as you can see, they are quite dangerous. I mean, even on a normal difficulty with a powerful weapon, because they do absorb more than one shot to the body. You do have to headshot them if you want to take them on one hit, like so. And if you take them out of distance like this, they're not such a problem. But the problem is they can sneak up on you. I mean, I got to keep watching my back, make sure they don't come around the corner and surprise me. It would be really bad. They can also detonate explosives, so it's kind of pointless trying to lay out pipe bombs or something like that to take care of them, because they'll just scream and the explosives will detonate prematurely. They won't even do any damage. So, no point in like chucking grenades or something like that as they get close here. Oh! Now one thing is, like I mentioned before, they can't scream around walls, so if you lurk around a corner, it allows you to get close with a shotgun or some other high DPS weapon. You can do a lot of damage very quickly and take them out before they have a chance to hit you back. Berserkers are also kind of good at it because they can close the distance quickly. Close the distance quickly, you can kill them with a katana slice or something like that before they have a chance to get off a full scream, because that scream is really going to hurt. Next up, we're going to do husks. I'm going to switch to Firebug for that, for the natural reasons that Firebugs have an immunity to fire, and the Husk's attack is all fire-based. So we're going to go ahead and go as a Firebug. One of the problems with that Firebug, though, against the Husk is that the Husk also has an immunity to fire, so your flamethrower is going to be pretty much useless. To that end, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up a katana and a crossbow, and to demonstrate one of the other Husk's weaknesses, and that is that when they take a lot of damage, you can stun them with either a crossbow or a katana. And that makes it pretty easy to deal with them from a distance with the crossbow or up close with the katana. And the main thing, I guess, unless you're a Firebug or a Berserker, I don't recommend rushing at them with the katana, because they are going to roast you before you get there. Okay? But as a Berserker, you have that extra speed boost. You can dodge their attacks much more easily than other classes. And as a Firebug, you are immune to their attacks, their long-distance attacks. And from that perspective, you're quite safe in fighting them from a distance. Other classes, it can be very dangerous. You generally want to lurk around corners, shoot them in the head as they come around the corner, or unload into them with a shotgun, something like that. Take them out really quickly. They do absorb a fair amount of damage unless you headshot them. So, again, they're kind of like sirens. They are kind of nasty units. They are very dangerous against Berserkers also, you know, when you consider the fact that you can't really counter them from distance as Berserker, unless you have a weapon selected specifically for that purpose. And as you can see here, I'm not taking any damage, that's because I'm a level 5 Firebug, and their fire attacks just aren't doing anything to me. You can stun them with a katana slice if you don't kill them off the bat, but you can stun them with a katana slice, or with a crossbow bolt as a sharpshooter. And see that right there, he's stunned. And you get that momentary reprieve, allows you to line up a second shot or to finish him off however you need. So the main thing is you want to headshot them from a distance, take out their head before they have a chance to get off a shot. You got to be really vigilant as a sharpshooter to deal with these things before they have a chance to engage you. Alternatively, like I say, Firebug immunity as a high-level Firebug, you can take advantage of that. Same thing with Berserker, take advantage of that extra speed. Get in, close distance, and take them out. And see, I just threw a couple of fire grenades there, and they really didn't do anything to them. Because of that fire immunity. They do crispify, they do very, very slowly lose their health, but it's not effective at all if you're using a fire weapon. So you're wasting an entire tank of fuel. See how vicious they are, especially in groups. You never really see a group like this when you're actually playing the game normally, but this sort of setup, you wouldn't last very long if you count that fire anyway. That whole lurking around the corner thing, it works pretty well. And, you kind of learn to jump out of the way as those fireballs come in here. And if they do aim ahead at you, they try to intercept you with your shots. So if you can trick them into firing, off in one direction by running that direction and jump in the other direction, avoid some of those shots. Oh, another thing about them is that they can damage other Zeds. So, I have seen before where they can piss off something like a Flesh Pound or a Scrake by lighting a Scrake on fire, and then when they miss you, and that other Zed will go and attack them. It actually can be quite a useful diversion to have one Zed attacking the other. I actually almost feel sorry for the Flesh Pounds when I have to kill them after they finish off the husks for me, because I really don't like husks. Alrighty, next up we're going to have some Scrakes. I'm going to switch to the Scrake's natural enemy here, which is the Berserker. Again, a Katana Slice is very useful against Scrakes. It can temporarily stun them as a Berserker. The other thing that's really useful against them is a crossbow, or of course any really high DPS weapons. For example, the AA-12 shotgun. Very useful against Scrakes, so I'm going to buy one of those and fill it up. Scrakes are resistant to explosives, so don't expect to be doing anyone any favors by lobbing a whole bunch of grenades at them. It's just not going to work. You're going to waste your ammo, and you're going to obscure the view with a cloud of smoke, which makes it very difficult for the sharpshooters on your team to take them out. Again, that sharpshooter is very good at taking down Scrakes. With a single crossbow bolt to the head will usually, almost always, kill that Scrake, even on suicidal difficulty. So it's very useful to have a sharpshooter on your team for these. In the events that you don't have a sharpshooter, you want to be mindful of how they operate. Use something that can stun them, like the Katana, or just use very high DPS weapons. Now,
and I'll be waiting.
I have it set up here where the Scrakes are actually going to spawn amongst other Zeds, because that's how they're going to happen, in the actual game. And the main thing that you notice here is that the Scrake isn't attacking me right now. Okay, it's the other Zeds that are coming at me. And the Scrake is just kind of, slowly waltzing in my direction, and I can actually avoid him very easily as I concentrate on these other Zeds and take them out first, because at the moment the other Zeds are going to be the bigger issue. The Scrake isn't an issue yet because he's really not mad at me. He's just kind of walking at me here. So as long as I avoid the Scrake, and I can avoid the Scrake indefinitely, we call this kiting. It's like you're kiting the Scrake, kind of like flying a kite. And what it does here is you notice that if you do damage to the Scrake, you can piss him off. And once the Scrake is below 50% health, he will charge at you. So, you demonstrate this here, so you know he's charging at me, and you have to finish him off quickly before he can do damage to your teammates. Now, in the harder difficulties, that can become a real issue. Once he starts charging, he can do a lot of damage to your teammates before you can get in there to lend him a hand. And you notice that a very temporary stun when I hit him with the Katana, he just kind of recoils a bit. Well, as long as you keep hitting him like that, the Katana can be a very useful weapon for finishing him off, because he doesn't get a chance to shoot back and hit you with that chainsaw.
I want you close, babe.
That chainsaw is quite dangerous. So, again, if you get too close, he'll attack you still, but yeah, he doesn't enrage unless you actually do a lot of damage to him. So, I'm going to piss one off here with the A-12 and finish him off. And leave the other one until I'm ready to deal with him. That's kind of the strategy you want to use when you're dealing with Scrakes, is you leave them until you're ready to deal with them. Next up, we're going to have some Flesh Pounds.